NBC Studios, Burbank. Studio 1. The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. May 12th, 1977. 8:47 p.m. 70 million people were watching, the biggest audience Johnny Carson had ever pulled. Two guests were booked that night. Muhammad Ali promoting his upcoming fight. Clint Eastwood there to talk about his new Western. Both were world famous. Neither knew what was about to happen. The show began like any Thursday night. Johnny's monologue, jokes about President Carter, California weather, everything felt normal. Then Johnny introduced his first guest. My first guest tonight is the most famous athlete on the planet, three-time heavyweight champion. Please welcome Muhammad Ali. The curtain opened. Ali walked out wearing a white suit that glowed under the studio lights. That distinctive shuffle. The crowd erupted, standing ovation before he even reached the couch. He shadowboxed toward Johnny's desk, threw fake punches that made Johnny jump back. The audience loved it. Classic Ali, the showman who understood television. Muhammad, thank you for being here, Johnny said. Johnny Carson, the king of late night, I should be thanking you for inviting the greatest athlete of all time. And modest, too. I'm not modest, I'm honest. There's a difference. The interview went smoothly. Johnny asked about Ali's next fight, about retirement, about what he planned next. Ali answered with his usual mix of poetry and confidence. 20 minutes in, Johnny said, "We have another guest joining us tonight. I'm told you two know each other." Ali's eyes narrowed. Who? Clint Eastwood. Ali straightened. His whole energy shifted. Clint Eastwood is here. Tonight? He's our second guest. I thought it might be interesting to have you both on together. The way Ali smiled made everyone nervous. It wasn't a friendly smile. To understand what happened next, you need to understand the history between Muhammad Ali and Clint Eastwood, a history most people didn't know existed. 6 months earlier, December 1976, a private charity event in Los Angeles, boxing demonstration for underprivileged youth. Ali was the main attraction, doing exhibition rounds teaching kids. Clint was there because he'd donated money. He watched from the side, studying Ali's technique. Clint had trained in boxing for years. Not professionally, but seriously. For film roles, yes, but also because he believed every man should know how to defend himself. Someone introduced them. They shook hands. Then Ali said something he probably thought was funny. You play tough guys in movies, but you know the difference between movie fighting and real fighting? I do, Clint said. You sure? I've seen your movies. Lot of squinting, not much actual fighting. People laughed. It seemed like friendly banter. But Clint heard the edge. I know enough. Prove it. Put on some gloves. Go around with me. For the kids. Clint should have said no. Instead, he said yes. What happened over the next 3 minutes was something the 50 witnesses never forgot. Ali, even at 34 and past his prime, was still Muhammad Ali. He could have destroyed Clint in seconds. But Clint surprised him. He didn't fight like a movie star. He fought like someone who'd studied boxing. Solid footwork, tight guard. And when Ali threw a lazy jab, just testing, Clint slipped it and countered with a right hook that caught Ali on the chin. Not hard, not enough to hurt, but clean, professional, real. The room went silent. Ali stopped moving, looked at Clint, then Ali smiled. Lucky punch. Back in the NBC studio, May 12th, 1977. Ali sat on Johnny's couch, remembering that December night. You and Clint have some history? Johnny asked. We got a little history. We sparred once. Private event, about 6 months ago. And he hit me. Caught me with a lucky punch. I've been thinking about that ever since. The audience made a low, excited sound. Now he's here, on your show, with all of America watching. That's fate, Johnny. That's the universe giving me a chance to settle something. Settle what exactly? Whether that punch was luck or skill, whether Clint Eastwood can really fight, or if he just plays tough guys in movies. Johnny laughed nervously. Muhammad, this is a talk show. I'm talking about a demonstration. Just a little friendly sparring. Right here, right now. Show America what happens when Hollywood tough meets real tough. Backstage, Clint heard every word on the monitor. A production assistant knocked. Mr. Eastwood, you're on in 5 minutes. Did you hear what Ali just said? I heard. What are you going to do? Clint stood, straightened his jacket. I'm going out there and doing the interview. But he's calling you out on live television. He does that. It's his style. I'll deal with it. Out on stage, Johnny tried to move forward. Well, Muhammad, maybe... No, Ali interrupted. Don't change the subject. Bring Eastwood out now, unless he's scared. The audience loved it, started chanting. Bring him out. Johnny looked at his producer. The producer nodded. This was perfect television. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Clint Eastwood. The band played. The curtain opened. Clint walked out wearing jeans, a dark shirt, leather jacket. That signature walk, slow, deliberate, calm. The audience applauded, respectful, curious. Clint shook Johnny's hand, nodded to Ali, sat down. Clint, welcome. You heard what Muhammad was saying? I heard. Any comment? Clint looked at Ali. What do you want me to say, champ? Ali leaned forward. I want you to admit that punch was luck. Just admit it. Why would I admit something that isn't true? The audience gasped. Clint had just called Ali wrong on live television. Ali's smile grew wider. So you're saying it wasn't luck? I'm saying I saw an opening and I took it. That's not luck. That's boxing. That's luck. You only saw an opening because I gave you one. I let you hit me. You didn't let me do anything. Johnny tried to jump in. Gentlemen, you calling me a liar? Ali asked, his voice harder now. I'm saying you're remembering it wrong. I'm remembering it perfect. You got lucky. I was going easy on a movie star. If that's what you need to believe. Ali stood up. The studio went silent. What I need to believe? Johnny, we need to settle this. Right now. Muhammad? No. This man disrespected me. On your show, in front of America. Clint stayed seated, perfectly calm. Ali, sit down. I'll sit down after I show you what real boxing looks like. You want to spar again? Clint asked. Fine, but not here. Not like this. This is Johnny's show, not a boxing ring. Ali looked around, at the cameras, at the 70 million people watching. Then where? You really want to do this? I really want to do this. Clint thought for a moment, everyone watching. Next week, right here, same show. Johnny sets up a proper ring, 3 rounds, with a referee, for charity. Johnny's eyes went wide. Wait, what? Next week, same show. We settle it properly. Raise money for kids. Ali nodded slowly. 3 rounds on The Tonight Show, in front of America. You got yourself a deal. They shook hands. The audience erupted. Johnny looked at the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea if NBC is going to allow this, but if they do, next Thursday is going to be the most watched Tonight Show in history. They cut to commercial. The studio went insane. Producers running, executives on phones. Johnny turned to both of them. Are you serious? I'm serious, Ali said. I'm going to show America what happens when movie stars think they're tough. I'm serious too, Clint said, but it has to be done right. Proper ring, proper equipment, or I'm not doing it. NBC saw the ratings potential, saw the money. They approved it in 4 hours, with conditions. Doctor on standby, professional referee, 2 rounds, not 3. The announcement went out the next morning, May 19th, 1977. Muhammad Ali versus Clint Eastwood, 2 rounds of boxing, live, for charity. The world lost its mind. Every newspaper led with the story. Every news broadcast. Every radio show. Sports Illustrated, The Greatest versus the Man with No Name. Time Magazine, When Hollywood Meets the Heavyweight Champion. The New York Times questioned whether NBC should allow it. Medical experts weighed in about the dangers. Vegas bookmakers set odds. Ali was a 50-1 favorite, but the boxing world was divided. Joe Frazier. I've heard Clint can fight. He's got skills. Ali better not underestimate him. George Foreman. What Clint's doing takes guts. Most professional fighters are scared to step in with Ali. The public was split. Ali's fans thought it was a publicity stunt. Clint's fans worried he'd get hurt. Both men spent the week training. Ali at his gym, sparring with real fighters, trash-talking to reporters. Clint better bring his squint. I'm going to show the difference between acting tough and being tough. Clint trained privately. Nobody knew where. No cameras. But people who saw him said he was taking it seriously. The Tonight Show built a regulation ring on their stage. NBC promoted it relentlessly. Countdown clocks, special graphics. Howard Cosell agreed to provide commentary. By Thursday, May 19th, the anticipation was unbearable. NBC estimated 73 million viewers, nearly half of America. This wasn't just television. This was history. Thursday night, the studio was packed. Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, Barbra Streisand. Johnny opened with a nervous monologue. Tonight we're doing something that's never been done. And if NBC gets sued, this wasn't my idea. They brought Ali out first, white trunks, white robe, moving like a champion, standing ovation. Then Clint, black trunks, no robe, walking to the ring like he was walking into a gunfight. The referee brought them to center. This is 2 rounds, 3 minutes each. I can stop this anytime. Touch gloves. They touched gloves. The bell rang. Ali came out dancing, fast, loose, throwing jabs that Clint blocked or slipped. The crowd went crazy, but Clint wasn't panicking. Solid footwork, tight guard. He wasn't trying to win, he was trying to survive. 30 seconds in, Ali landed a combination. 1-2 to the body. Clint took it, didn't back up. Ali smiled. Not bad, movie star. They circled. Ali threw a jab. Clint countered with a right, missed. But the speed surprised Ali. You've been training. 1 minute left. Ali got serious, started throwing real punches. Clint covered up, survived. Then something happened. Ali threw a lazy jab, same as 6 months ago. Clint dropped his hand slightly, inviting Ali in. Ali took the bait, threw a right hand. Clint slipped it and countered with a perfect left hook. It caught Ali clean on the jaw. The sound of Clint's glove hitting Ali's jaw echoed through the studio. Ali's legs wobbled, just for a second. 73 million people gasped. Ali didn't go down, but he felt it. Clint Eastwood had just hurt Muhammad Ali on live television. The referee stepped in. You okay, champ? Ali nodded. I'm good. But something had changed. This wasn't a joke. Clint could actually fight. The bell rang. End of round 1. Johnny Carson was at commentary with Howard Cosell. Did you see that? I certainly did. That was a professional left hook. Clint Eastwood just landed clean on Muhammad Ali. Round 2. The bell rang. Ali came out different, more focused, more respectful. He circled Clint carefully, started working the body, professional shots. Clint covered up, took the punishment. He'd made his point. 1 minute in, Ali caught Clint with a combination that backed him into the corner. But Clint fought his way out, clinched. You're tough, Clint, Ali said in the clinch. You're the greatest, champ. I'm just trying to survive. They separated. Ali threw more combinations. Clint blocked most. The bell rang. End of round 2. It was over. The crowd stood and applauded. Both men. Johnny rushed into the ring. Gentlemen, that was incredible. Muhammad, your thoughts? Ali was breathing hard. Clint can fight. That's real. That hook was professional. I underestimated him. Clint? Ali is the greatest. I just tried to survive. Got lucky with 1 punch. That wasn't luck, Ali interrupted. That was skill. They stood in the center of the ring, exhausted, covered in sweat. Ali did something that shocked everyone. He put his arm around Clint. You earned respect tonight. Not just from me, from everyone watching. You showed up. You didn't back down. You fought a real fight. Clint nodded. You could have destroyed me. I could have. But what would that prove? What we did tonight was different. We showed people you can compete hard and still respect your opponent. They hugged. The audience went insane. Backstage after the show, they sat in the green room, both still in boxing gear. That hook you hit me with, Ali said, that could have knocked me down if you had more power. It wasn't that hard. Yeah, it was. You caught me perfect. Ali smiled. You baited me, dropped your hands, made me throw, then countered. That's professional boxing. Where'd you learn that? From you. First time we sparred. I remembered. Ali laughed. You used my move against me. That's cold. But I respect it. The ratings came in. 73 million viewers. The highest rated Tonight Show ever. The fight raised over $5 million for charity. NBC wanted to do it again. Both said no. Once is enough, Clint said. Ali agreed. We did something special. You can't recreate that. They stayed in touch. Phone calls on birthdays. When Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 1984, Clint visited. They watched footage of their fight. Best thing I ever did on television, Ali said. When Ali died in 2016, Clint spoke at a private memorial. Ali tested me. When I showed him I was real, he respected me. That meant more than any award. The footage still circulates, gets shared every year, people discovering it for the first time. Did Clint Eastwood really box Muhammad Ali on live television? Yes. May 19th, 1977. The Tonight Show. 2 rounds for charity. And it was remarkable. Not because of violence, but because of what it showed about respect and courage. Sports Illustrated ranked it as one of the top 10 television moments in sports history. Time magazine wrote, when Eastwood landed that hook, America gasped. When Ali acknowledged it was skill, America understood. This wasn't about winning. This was about 2 men testing each other and walking away friends. Boxing historians talk about it. Film historians talk about it. It's taught in media studies classes as perfect television. Spontaneous. Real. Unrepeatable. Clint never boxed again publicly. I proved what I needed to prove. That was enough. But people who knew him said that night changed him, gave him confidence beyond acting, because he'd stepped into a ring with the greatest boxer who ever lived and earned his respect. 73 million people watched Ali challenge Clint Eastwood. They expected destruction. They expected humiliation. They got something better. They got 2 warriors testing each other and ultimately respecting each other. That's the real story. Muhammad Ali and Clint Eastwood, May 19th, 1977. The Tonight Show. 2 rounds that taught America more about character than 100 movies ever could. Because the best fights don't end with a knockout. They end with a handshake. That's what happened when nobody expected what came next. Respect, pure and simple. Between 2 legends who gave us a night worth remembering.